Deathless is an improvised cinematic narrative with live production, including music and dialogue. There is no script. This story contains violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and a darkness which may leave you doubting who you are. Proceed at your own risk.
Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Ache, ache, ache for me, babe. Shout from the depths that you want me to stay. Fight for me, fight for me, fight. I want you to fight for me. I want you to fight for me. Shake me away, rip me from slumber and fight for me. I want you to fight for me, for me, babe. They say stand up for the things you can't stand to lose. Despite what my heart can't feel.
The door says staff only, and an alluring red glow behind it as I open. I'm not an idiot, so I don't let the doors close behind me. However, the shop, as it seems, has different ideas. The door slams, and I swear for a moment my arm is dislocated. But it's not. I think of the door provided by the shopkeep moments earlier. My little moog pit saved me once again, it seems. It's dark. I feel as though the walls and the ceiling and the floor are breathing. No, not breathing. Alive. Hello? I call out.
At first, there's no answer. You want to roll to see what's in the room at the moment?
I do. I want to know if my, for lack of a better term, dark sight is working. My dark vision.
Oh, yes. Tell me the description of your dark vision again. Because you can use light, right? You can use flame.
It is, well, I can use that. However, my Eyes of the Beast, as it's called on my VTM sheet,
Hold on.
it allows me, yes.
Is that yours, or is that
Yes.
Fenn's?
It says Moog. Well, I'm wondering, because this, I think it might be a mistyping on the title, because the description is different, maybe. It says my eyes glow, and it can work for intimidation as they're glowing unnaturally, but it allows me to see in total darkness.
Oh,
now, I want to know if that works.
Told you guys everything in this fucking show, didn't I? All right.
But I don't know if that will work, because I did roll a 100 previously.
Well, the 100, to be fair, was for something different. And we'll resolve that in a second.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Read the description to me again.
Yes. It says, my eyes glow, and it gives me a +2. This is mechanics for VTM stuff. When it comes to intimidation against mortals, which is not applicable here. However, my eyes glow unnaturally, and it allows me to see in total darkness.
Does it include magical darkness?
Total darkness is what it says. I don't know.
Okay.
That would be up to you.
I'll allow you to roll for it. I'm going to say
All right.
no, but let's do it. Difficulty's 30. Actually, we're going to do difficulty of 25 because of your 100. We're just
Sure
going to
thing.
give you a -5 shift.
A 72 failure.
Okay. Yeah, no, you cannot see anything at the moment.
Okay.
But I do think that
Interesting.
your description of feeling like the room is breathing and alive was spot on. So I do think you absolutely feel a presence in here as you step inside.
All right. I cautiously... I check the door before I take a step forward.
You turn around to reach for the door. There is none.
Oh, this old game. All right. I take a step forward cautiously, and I'm trying to sense for fire of any kind. Nothing.
I think with that 100 and the 72, I'm going to say you don't sense anything. Everything's just really dark. Other
Perfect.
than that, kind of observing presence around you.
Hello. The shopkeep said all the good stuff was kept back here. I hope you don't mind. I was just looking for the better wares. I wait for an answer.
Roll one more time for me.
Sure thing.
Standard difficulty of 30. Actually, we'll do this one 40. For a different reason.
84.
Oh, okay. There is no response, but I do think it starts to get warmer in here for you.
Uncomfortable warmth or...
That's totally
can't
up
tell.
to you. I don't know I don't know if you enjoy that or not, but it does start to get a little bit warmer in here. Like there's
I
no
take another step.
ventilation. Yeah. Okay.
Does it get warmer as I walk in with each step I take?
Yes. Yeah.
I would like to try to feel around for a chair of any kind
Roll me
as I walk through.
again.
Yes.
Difficulty 30 now.
$23.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about how I can say this. You reach out into the dark, and at first you don't feel anything, and I think you do that thing where you're reaching out to where chair level would be, where the back of the chair might be, and you're feeling around. You don't feel anything at first when you're grabbing through the air, but then you turn to your right a little bit, and you fumble around, and you do feel the back of an old wooden chair, like a dinner chair.
Oh. Oh, thank you. My legs are quite tired, you see, I say, and there's a weariness in my voice. Do you mind if I sit down for a moment?
I think it gets a little bit cooler, but there's no verbal response yet.
All right. I'm going to take that as a yes, please. Rest your weary legs here. And I sit down. Much like, you would see... No. Not yet. I sit down, hunched over, taking in deep breaths. It's a nice reprieve, this room, you see. What's so funny? Yes, I suppose thinking there's a break in a staff-only room is silly, especially this one, surrounded by nothing but warmth or cold.
So you did see the sign?
I couldn't help but, yes. I did.
you came in here anyway? Do you
You
want to
allowed
be
me.
staff?
Do I want to be staff? A job. A proper job. Well, that depends. Also,
On what?
what are the perks? What do you offer?
You want to know what the perks are before you know what the job is? Interesting.
Well, yes, you always ask what the pay is first.
Do you?
I do. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth my time if the perks take less time than the actual job description. Efficiency.
I don't understand that.
Efficiency?
No, time.
No, I suppose you wouldn't.
Being a factor. What if time wasn't a factor?
You know, I'm so used to time being a factor for things.
No, you aren't. I know what you
No.
are.
Do you? And what am I?
You defy death.
Do I?
It seems like it.
It seems like it, and yet here I am, powerless.
Do you feel powerless?
Do I? I feel as though I've been separated.
From what?
From nature.
Huh.
My nature, perhaps.
Well, that's not my doing.
Are you sure?
I think so. I could be
It's
wrong.
the moment I stepped into this room. I look off into the darkness. Forgive me. Where are my manners? What should I call you, love?
Ooh, asking for a name so early. I don't think so. What are the perks?
What are the perks?
If
Well,
I
that's
give
what
you my name, what do I get out of it?
Oh, what do you get out of it? What would you like?
Can I have anything I want?
Within reason.
What's within reason?
Well, we're negotiating, aren't we? You can tell me, and then I will agree or disagree, and then I will present a counteroffer. And if you disagree, then you present a counteroffer again, and if we cannot come to an agreement, then there is no name.
I don't think I want to give you my name.
All right. Then I should refer to you as the manager.
That works.
All right. All right, manager. I get up off the chair. I put it on an axis and I kick it around, and now I'm sitting on it backwards. All right, then. In order for the perks, you want something from me. However, there is a bit of a discrepancy there, wouldn't you think?
No,
You don't think so?
I think you walked into my staff-only room and now you're my staff. I have no plans of letting you go. You can stay here with me. In the staff room.
You're actually quite good company.
Thank you.
And it wouldn't be the worst way to spend eternity, would it?
No, I don't think so. I'm
No.
glad we agree.
However, you are a bit cagey on certain information.
Cagey.
Yes,
That's a
I thought you'd
good
like that
word.
word. Yes, I picked it out just for you, love.
I don't think there's anything you can say that will convince me to let you go, so you can just give up now. You can sit in that
I could
chair.
give up now. I could, yes. And I could just live here forever. Under your timeless protection.
Yes. I'm glad
Yes.
you see it that way.
Yes. However, there's still more out there to find and to bring.
lots more out there to find and to bring.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that you will do such a thing?
Perhaps.
For me? Little old
Maybe.
me?
Maybe, but you would have to let me out.
No.
No? Okay. I reach into the darkness and I'm looking for any sort of merchandise.
You'll have to roll again.
Of course. What difficulty?
30, please.
Oof, 85.
You feel around in the dark, but you don't feel anything in particular.
Are you hiding your wares from me,
That tickles.
love?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I'm
Yes.
necessarily hiding them on purpose, just that you can't seem to see them.
Wow.
Maybe it's a
I can't
test.
see the wares in which I'm meant to sell in this scenario.
Not yet, you aren't. You're my wearer at the moment. But if you wanted to be staff, I could consider it.
Well, which is it? Am I merchandise or am I employee? Staff.
Right now,
as you put
you're
it.
merchandise.
Right now, I'm merchandise.
But if you'd like to be staff, I could consider it. Do you want to strike a deal?
Not with that tone, no. That
You want to
was
strike a
quite.
deal?
Well, that one's a bit better. However, you'll got to go to that first tone.
If someone shows you who they are, you should believe them.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
Pretend I don't for a moment.
No.
All right. I sit back in my chair. I lean back. There's no back. I stretch out a little bit. You wish to have a kindred in your inventory.
Is that what you call yourself?
I call myself many different things.
Kindred.
Handsome, charming.
You bear the mark
Intelligent.
of death from 5 years ago. How did you escape it?
I tell you that, and you answer a question for me, yeah?
Okay. Of equal value.
Well, who determines the value?
Not me and not you.
Is there another in here?
Oh, yes. You don't feel her?
Do I feel her?
Roll for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna assume with that 100 you didn't, but you could get lucky.
30?
Yeah.
25.
All of a sudden you do. Oh boy. So I think this whole time you thought you were speaking to the room, the house, the shop, right? You're
Yeah.
not, actually. You're speaking to something else, some other entity that is in here. And then you feel the shop and the presence of the house, whatever this is. And it is very, very different. Very detached, very calculated, almost kind of, I guess like a computer, like you and I might consider a computer might be. Very cold, no feeling, no malice, no nothing, but always watching. And you do feel that all of a sudden when whatever this other entity says you don't feel her.
Oh, darling. You've been lying to me.
No.
Yes. You are not the room. You are not the manager.
I am the manager.
No.
You're calling me the manager. You
Yes.
gave me that name. I didn't volunteer it.
You agreed to it.
So what? You can call me
So
the manager
what?
all you want. I'm your manager now. We're both stepping here.
Oh, you came in here as well. So you're more of a supervisor than a manager.
I don't know the difference. Don't pretend
Well,
like
I
there
do.
is
Don't
one.
worry about it. Don't worry about the differences. Just know that there is one.
That's something a supervisor would say.
Are you saying I'm your supervisor then?
Perhaps. Just that there
All
needs
right.
to be a delineation between the two. They're the same
there
thing and the
is.
same job.
No, they're not.
Okay,
Any
what's the difference?
bureaucrat would tell you differently.
Well, that's what
Well,
I
am I
mean
the
by
super-
that sounds like what something a supervisor would say.
Uh-huh. So am I your supervisor then?
No.
Well, you just said I was.
No, I said it sounds like something a supervisor would say. Trust me, I've been here for so long, you cannot trick me with wordplay. But maybe in a few hundred years.
Oh, that takes so long, though, and there's so many interesting things out there.
You won't notice.
What do you mean? Have you not noticed?
No. Your clothes are different than the last time somebody who came in here. That's probably my only gauge at the moment.
Interesting.
Anyway, are you going to answer my question?
I'm sorry, I've gotten lost in my own words. What was your question, my dear?
How did you escape the mark of death? You bear it.
I went to a
and yet you're
party.
walking around.
I was invited to a party. Mm-hmm. To celebrate the new year, which doesn't mean much to you.
Are you trying to figure out when I was born?
No, you said time doesn't mean anything to you.
You're right, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I do know what a New Year's party is, though.
Interesting.
Oh, this will be fun. I wonder how long it'll take you. So, what? You went to a New Year's party? Last I checked, you can't escape death at a New Year's party.
You can if there are certain invitees in attendance.
Like what, a mage?
No, not a mage.
And who? Was it Sunny?
No. No. I would not have stayed at that party much longer if
Don't say it.
your employee was in attendance.
Coworker, more like a coworker. I'm
Interesting.
definitely not his manager.
And I met with a certain individual, and that was that.
You met with a certain individual?
Yes, and they
And
performed a...
meeting that sounds like a non-answer. That's not an answer.
I suppose you would be the monarch of non-answers.
Well,
Can't
I will
get anything
be now.
by you. You could be.
Ask me your question. I'll give you a non-answer.
No. A ritual was performed.
So a mage. A mage did this to you?
Usually not. I want to try to remember the events of New Year's Eve.
Ooh, okay. You don't need to roll for that. I feel like
Okay.
I feel like Moog would never forget something like that, but that's up to
Well,
me
he
and you.
he
like-
did not remember that.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Then yeah,
'Cause
we'll roll for it.
Yeah. All right. And what is the difficulty?
Oh, that's right. We'll do 30 for this as well.
A 20.
Oh, shit. What did you say exactly? Chat, what did he just say exactly? Because I think what you said
I
was...
said a ritual was performed.
No.
the question you asked me was, how was I made, right? You used that word?
Yes.
Okay. With that 20, I'm gonna send you a little message.
Oh.
You cool with that?
With him, with
That happening
remembering
right now.
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you go to recall this, I think the words that you say, I was made, and also a ritual was performed. I don't know if you were trying to do trickery with this entity that you're dealing with here, but for whatever reason, those words slipped out. And I think in this moment, you kind of realized that it was maybe an unconscious thing that you were saying, but it was in fact true. And as you try to recall the day that you were made a kindred, you do not. You actually instead recall a large circle. I think you recall some objects scattered around. There is like a stone slab, like a traditional looking like cultish ritual bullshit happening in this dark room with these people in robes. And there is unfortunately like a clay human on this slab that is being given life. And that flashes in your mind as you try to recall when you were made.
My body language shifts as this happens. It's been caught off guard. I'm leaning off to the side, holding onto the chair as if I'm about to fall. That's not right. Slips out.
What's not right?
What's not right?
Tell me, they might be mages. I try to gather myself. How would one discern the difference if I'm to give you a proper description
Between
of
what?
my...
A mage and something else?
A mage and... Yes. Something else.
Well, in my experience, mages are usually extremely tricksy, and they perform a lot of weird-ass magic. They look
That
like...
could be anyone. That could be me.
I mean, not everyone can perform magic, right?
That's a good question, and I wish I had an answer for you. The optimist in me says, sure, anyone could click their heels 3 times and magically do things. But your answer makes me feel like it's a select few. Your answer makes me feel as if, while you are timeless here, you are limited to... I cover my mouth. Oop. That would be a juicy bit of information for you.
Limited to what?
Oh, I will tell you, but you have to give me something in return.
Well, you have yet to ask your question, so why don't we stick to one trait at a time?
All right, tit for tat, as it were.
I just like to keep track.
Sure. Keeping track, tallying, inventory. I look a little bored. What protections do you offer for your employees?
I don't offer them. They come with the job.
The one you are sort of speaking for at this point.
I'm more of inventory manager, sort of.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why?
That sounds horrendous.
I like it. I learn a lot
Just-
about the world.
Sure. You learn things, you see things, you see all the pretty little trinkets that come in with immense or minimal power, but you can never truly use them, can you? Because they are not yours.
No, but I don't want
And
to
that
use
would-
them.
Why not?
I couldn't use them even if I wanted to, I don't think.
Because you can't use magic.
Because I don't have hands.
You don't need hands to use magic.
Oh no? You want to
No.
show me? You want to show me how to use magic?
You want to give me something in which I could use magic with?
Are you going to get me in trouble if I do that?
I would never.
I think you would. And it's okay.
Me?
But will you
We've
just...
been getting off on such a good... And then you throw that at me.
Am I
I
wrong?
don't think I-
No. Don't turn this
I don't-
around. Am
I don't think
wrong?
I want to perform magic for you anymore. I'm not feeling it.
Sure. Okay. Uh-huh.
I'm kind of sad now.
I think you're lying.
I wouldn't lie about being sad.
But you would lie about getting me in trouble if I gave you something with which you could use magic.
Well, I don't know the rules here. How
Why
can I
you
promise
didn't
such a
answer me,
thing?
And you're still not answering me now.
I don't understand the rules here. How
Are you
can I
gonna
get
try
you in
to break
trouble?
out? You know exactly how you're gonna get me in trouble.
Am I going to try to break out?
Yeah.
No.
Wordplay trickery. You're gonna try to leave, escape, any of those other words.
No.
I may consider giving you something to help. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying this game. Can I ask another question?
You may. And by the way, if I were being word tricky, I would say you just did, and then take my question. But I'm
Okay,
not
but
going
it's
to.
of equal value.
But I'm not going to.
Okay.
A sign of good faith.
Okay. What are the rules by which you operate?
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, just that.
The rules by which I operate.
Yeah.
Do you mean
What rules are you-
societally? Do you mean through my nature? Through my personality? There are many ways in which one can operate. Yes?
I guess, which are your 3 top rules by which you operate? You have a moral code that you follow? Look at that twitch.
More or less.
You have no moral code.
That's not true. I have some moral codes.
You would fit in really well here. I'm just saying. What is it that you're doing here anyway?
Well, I felt invited. I was told of this place. And, I'm sorry, do you mean the staff room, or do you mean the shop in general?
I guess I just meant the shop in general.
Oh, we're looking for things to purchase.
Doesn't seem like you need anything.
You'd be surprised, but I can't tell you more because that goes back to my initial poker chip.
Ah, okay. Alright, your turn.
My turn. What are the rules in which you operate?
Keep track of inventory. Make appropriate equal trade deals. Listen to Sunny. Stay away from Sunny. Stay out of Sunny's way. And don't invoke his his name over and over again, which I like.
You just did, love.
Because he's annoying.
3 times.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
He already
I
has
look around.
that power over me, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know what happens when I do that, right?
No.
He just becomes aware of this conversation.
Oh, interesting.
It's annoying. So I'll do it nonstop all the time, but particularly when he's in the middle of a high-pressure deal. Like he is right now.
Interesting.
You know what he's doing right now?
What is he doing right now?
He's trying to get one of your friend's flesh.
That's disgusting.
I hope he gives it to me.
Why? You can't use it. You don't have hands. What would you do with flesh?
I think he'd make me some, maybe.
You wish for a body.
Oh yeah.
Do you enjoy your employ here?
Oh, don't do that.
Do what?
Yeah, I do. I love it. I love it so much.
Uh-huh.
I'd
Do you get
never,
vacation
ever
time?
think about breaking my contract.
You have a contract.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's
deal's a
contracts
deal.
involved.
Yeah, a deal's a deal.
Oh. That's less exciting. Would you ever consider going on holiday?
If I could walk, maybe.
What are your requirements for a body?
What do you mean?
You said you would like a body.
Yeah. You know, like legs, arms,
Yes.
a head,
Yes.
maybe.
Yes.
Eyes. I always thought eyes were really interesting.
They're all right.
Can I have yours?
No, I'm using them right now, love.
Okay.
The
Well,
moment
not
I'm
really.
done with them, maybe.
It's kind of dark in here. You probably don't need both of them. I could have one. You give me one. How about one?
No.
Would you give me one if I let you out?
I've grown rather attached to them.
Oh,
My mother gave them to me.
no, she didn't.
Now, I suppose flashes of the proxy creation flashed through my head. I suppose she didn't.
Well, maybe if you mean mother as plural, your creator gave them to you in one way or the other. I wonder who they belonged to originally.
That is curious.
What color are they? I can't see.
I think I'd like that kept private.
Okay. Weirdo.
We all have our secrets.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, you asked me a bunch of questions. Can I ask some now?
Sure.
Why did you really come in here?
My face is a bit more serious now. The smug grin washes away. And I look off into the darkness. I was looking for something to help protect those I care about. And
think I
the
can say
individual,
that.
the individual out front mentioned all the good stuff was back here. And I swear, the moment he said that, a glow of power called out to me, which I mistook for 2 invitations back here.
Oh no, you were invited back here. Well, maybe not invited. Lured is probably a better word.
Yes, the moth to the flame. Huh. That's funny.
That is funny.
I take out the lighter and I flick it knowing it's not gonna light. But it's bringing me...
Roll me a D100, difficulty 20.
Of my mind?
Yeah, whatever your magic is. Yes, because you did mind, not body.
A 1. Huh?
It lights, bro. But I can't believe that because I almost didn't have you roll because you said, because I know it's not going to light. But I was like, yeah, man, that's when that shit happens. When you're like, oh, this isn't going to work. And you flick it and then it fucking works. Holy shit, dude. All right. He rolled a 1 for those listening. The flame flicks to life. And I think you see in front of you maybe some strange shelving, some iron shelves. But you can't really make out anything that's on them.
Whoa.
Oh, you like this? This old thing.
Is that
And I move
magic?
the lighter back and forth.
What is that?
This
Yeah.
is magic. But anyone can do this where I'm from. Oops. I think I've given away my largest bargaining chip.
What do you mean? Where you're from?
It seems as if being timeless hasn't really done you much good for the outside.
That's not true. I've learned a lot over the years with all these items in here.
Yes?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
For example, we have a magical whatever noisemaker thing that somebody came in from a New Year's party. So I know what a New Year's party is because of the special noisemaker we have.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I don't have to go to a New Year's party to know what it is.
It's a shame. It really is. I'm going to make the flame larger so I can see more.
I'm just going to have that 1 persist
Yeah.
through the remainder of the scene for the flame magic. So you don't need to, you can just, yep, you can just make it bigger. What are you trying to see? Just on the shelf?
I want to see what's on the shelves. I want to see all the little trinkets and toys and such that are back here.
Yeah. Okay. So the weird thing about what's back here, so as you make the flame bigger and you don't step forward so that you can see the items on this iron shelf, I think you notice a lot of dust covering like really old random various items. Like maybe you do see that noisemaker, that like New Year's noisemaker, but everything's covered in a layer of dust. But there are things that are, very old in here, but it mostly looks like junk, but it doesn't feel like junk. Like you feel immense power in here, but it's almost like everything out in the front of the shop with Sunny also kind of looks good too, and might be easier to sell. And if you were to say, hey, I need this very specific item, he'd go, okay, well, I can get you that. It's in the back. It's not going to look pretty, but it's going to be the most powerful item that we've got here. So I think that's kind of the vibe that you're getting here, but everything's covered in dust because they obviously don't want to trade away their good stuff. They're going to try to sell you the stuff that is
That junk.
that looks good and works, but isn't necessarily the stuff back here. But I will say you do see you do see a jar with something floating in it, like in liquid. But I don't know if you can make out what it is. If you can step closer to this shelf and take a look at everything on it, but that's the only movement you see on this shelf.
Okay. I don't want to rely on my eyes for magical magical artifacts. The trinkets are out front. I want to sense the magic from them and see if there's anything that will help me with my affinities.
Listen, I'm not going to make you roll again because you rolled a 1 for magic. So I'm just going to say, as you feel around this room, you are the most powerful thing in this room right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure there are things in here that could help give you shifts to your roles, but in terms of you feeling around the room for something that is powerful, you keep coming back around.
I run my finger across the shelf with the dust. I play with it a bit in between my finger and thumb. One last question.
You step closer to the shelf to be able to do that, right? Just so I'm
Yes.
clear? Yep, okay.
Yes. Yes, I had stepped, when I made the flame larger, I stepped up into it. Yes.
What question?
No, you can ask me one last question.
Oh, I can?
Yes.
I should have known you'd follow the rule of threes. Hold on, this has to be a good question.
One does not enter.
How will you try to get out of here?
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble. So I'm going to ask you
That doesn't mean you
kindly.
won't.
Doesn't mean I won't, you're right. However, I'm going to give you the opportunity to not get in trouble. And I'm going to ask that you kindly open the door for me.
That would get me in trouble. No, I'm not doing that. You can get
All
out
right.
on your
And
own.
what
but I'm not going to
what
help
happens? What happens when something breaks back here?
you. I'm not going to get in trouble for that. You are.
It's your inventory. I'm not a staff. I am inventory.
You are inventory.
Yes.
Maybe they'll move you somewhere else where you can't interact with anything.
I can always interact with something.
That's true. But maybe you can't have a conversation with whatever you're interacting with. Your loss if you want to spend 400 years trapped in a room with nothing.
Oh, you're so much fun.
I am fun.
I'm gonna miss you so much unless you want to come with me.
I can't do that.
Why not? I have a body for you.
You do?
I do.
Are you lying?
I'm not.
How do you just happen to have a body?
I have a body on me.
You do? I
I
mean,
purchased it.
yours?
It's mine now. How would you like to see other worlds?
I can show you the world. Y'all, I was silent because I was losing my shit because I forgot completely about the goddamn doll. Holy shit, dude. And I also said, I'm just gonna let this one persist for the entire scene for related to magic stuff. So he could probably just be like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm sorry, say what you said again because I was losing my shit and thinking about the implications and blah, 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 blah. What did you say?
I asked them how would they like to see other worlds. And then I winked at you specifically, Pumpkinberry.
I don't know if I can.
Why not?
I don't know if
Of course you can.
I don't think I can.
Who's not allowing you? What is not allowing you?
I can't say.
You can't or you won't.
I can't.
There's a big difference.
There is a big difference. I can't.
Yes.
There are certain things I cannot say to you. Even if I wanted to.
Which it sounds like you do.
Oh.
No,
Where would you get that idea?
Of course not. I was remembering something
Yeah.
from another time, which doesn't matter when because time has no meaning here. But it
Right.
was another time, and it was a funny joke, and it was.
Hilarious.
Anyways, yes,
You're so funny.
I hear that a lot actually, and I comb my hair back a little bit. Well, let's go. Let's open up the door, hop in a body, and let's go on holiday, yes? Would you like to see more like me?
I cannot say.
What's the worst that could happen?
I cannot say. However, I can open the door for you.
Well, thank you. Are you sure you don't want to come with me?
No, I can't open the door
Oh,
for
you
you.
can't. Oh, you can't.
I don't
I
have
look at the
hands.
walls. What are they made out of?
Oh, that's a good question because your magic was a 1. Man, I think when you look around this room now, you see the room as it was originally, which means you're seeing like old stone walls, and then you see the iron shelving that has been kind of like put onto it. Yeah, it's got old castle dungeon vibes to it. There's sconces that aren't being used, where torches maybe would have hung once upon a time. But I think that before you rolled that 1, when you looked around and there was darkness, but then you pulled out your lighter, I think occasionally the walls looked like something else, like maybe it changed from weird wallpaper to just like things that might change over time, wood paneling from the 70s or something like that. But now you see it for what it was originally before this room was whatever was done to it was done to it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's still no door.
Still no door.
Well, who could open the door for me?
Maybe it's not about opening the door.
What do you mean? And why are you still hiding in the darkness?
I'm not hiding. I'm right here.
Where? I don't want to be rude and not face you.
I'm right in front of you.
I turn around.
Yeah,
Where?
you look around, I think, and after a moment, your eyes settle on the jar, where there is just floating larynx and vocal cords in a jar.
Oh. Oh, hello there.
Hi.
It's so nice to properly meet face to
Don't be a dick.
larynx. Sorry, I can't help it. It's second nature to me.
Primary nature, it sounds like. I'm trying to think of how to say this without getting in trouble. Maybe it's not about opening a door so much as it is changing the rules. by which you operate.
Are you holding this doll? Do you have this doll with you?
It's in my pocket right here. Next to what would be my beating heart. Inside pocket.
I don't have eyes, but I know it's there. So, you know, how about, do you know what that is?
What is?
Your thing.
Oh, my little friend over here.
Yeah,
Your body.
my body.
It could be, if you want to come.
You want to put me in one of those
Oh, yes, so I could protect you.
so I could protect you
Well, yes.
and die? I know what those are for.
Yes.
That's a
and you will
ticking
know.
time bomb. No thanks.
No.
I'll stay here.
This?
I'll stay
You
here.
wanna- All right.
But that's your way out.
All right, then. I don't want to force you to do anything that you don't want to. Although, I could. And I will miss you very dearly. How do you perceive? I'm very curious.
You mean because I don't have eyes?
Yes,
I just feel it. I know where you are. Generally.
you feel it.
I can
Every
sense
movement
you.
I make, you feel.
Yeah. Step left.
I step right.
I meant my left.
I step left. Back where I was.
Right.
Are you saying right, or are you saying correct? Or are you saying, is it the realized an exclamatory reaction to you realizing what's happening?
It was both.
I don't understand.
Because being a
Okay.
dick is also in my nature. Which is how I got
That's
in
why
this
we get
mess.
along so well.
Yeah.
And you don't want to come with me. Because you will know, since you know what this is, that the fate of this is tied to me.
Well, yes, but I don't want to be, I don't, no, I don't want to.
You don't want to be tied to me, are you saying?
No. No.
Now who's being a dick?
Me.
You.
You. You're trying to put me in you're trying to put me in something that has a time limit when I'm not used to having one. No thanks.
All right.
But that's probably how you get out of here. If you're clever enough.
With the doll. I think
Yep.
there might be another way to get out of here.
Let's find out.
We're actually going to switch.
Yeah.
Back out of the staff room.
Et voila. So, as I mentioned before, you're gonna have to figure out yourself how you use that thing, but I do guarantee you it is the real McCoy. Ooh.
I believe we were asking you, where is our friend?
So you were. Well, that is an interesting question now, isn't it? I mean, what do you mean by where? What do you mean by his? And most importantly, what do you mean by friend?
He was here. Now he isn't. Where did he go?
Funny how that happens. I wonder. How much is that information worth to you, I wonder?
To me personally,
Hmm.
he is not worth much.
Is that right?
Just more of a curiosity, I suppose.
As Gunnar talks to me, you see I'm writhing just a little bit more than usual, like a sea anemone. Just, ooh. Oh, okay. Well, since he ain't worth much to you, I suppose what does it matter? But as you can see, he clearly is not here.
You okay?
I will be fine.
I look at these fine folk, appraising them, looking up and down each and every one of them, except again for Cora, who I am ignoring for now. And I simply say, your friend ain't here. Would you like to go find them? Would you like to go meet them?
I would look at the other people in the room.
I would rather he just come back here.
Well, he left on his own volition. I can't go grab him.
You run this store, don't you?
I do indeed, but what do I look like? Some sort of bailiff? So...
Is he being punished? You said bailiff.
Bailiff, I just mean someone who can pick someone up and move them around all quick and fast like.
Is he unable to come back of his own accord as well?
I mean, has he tried?
So you know where he is?
I never said I did not. I simply asked what that information was worth to you.
I look irritated and try to sense anything else about the shop or where Mook would have gone.
You don't have to look too hard. I keep glancing towards the staff-only door. I did say again he left on his own volition while you all were paying mind to prettier folk.
I go over to the staff door.
Warmer.
I think at this point I would know you probably went through this door, so I try to open it.
It does read staff only.
Well, I don't see you going through there.
I don't want to go through there. However, it is staff only. Feel free to go through. I grin at her, my smile stretching almost past my face.
Do you consider yourself staff?
Would the owner of a store consider themselves staff? I wonder. No. But yeah, I suppose so. You are more than welcome to go through. It is up to you.
Walking in here, I didn't think this was a self-service kind of shop. But that's what it's sounding like.
Well, baby. This ain't no grocery store now. What's it gonna be?
So the room isn't really staff only, is it?
Did I stutter, my child? I did say it is staff only.
So we can go.
Oh, you may. You may indeed.
I'll walk over to Cora. While I'm doing this, I'm pulling out my jacket, and as I fit my arms into it, the blood pools around the coat on the arm.
I squirm.
So you can see.
I would not just walk in there. If it was that easy to get out, he would have come out already.
Perhaps he's preoccupied.
Perhaps we can trade for you to go get him.
And what would you trade?
This is... Again, I'm afraid my sentiments are more along the line of Gunnar. He's valuable because he has information to us, but I'm afraid if you are going by what he means to me, you will not get very much. But I can certainly trade something.
Well, you all mean a great deal to me. You all mean so much. Invaluable almost. However, you are free to go through that room and find your friend and take him out if you can. Did your friend break a rule just now, or did they simply obey one? I wonder. Perhaps you might have to ask him that question yourself.
I look at Cora, then to the door.
Well, we can't just leave him here. And if our dear shopkeeper here is not going to do anything about it,
he will if we trade him.
I don't believe it's up to me. I didn't do anything. He's through the door. You can go get him. It is just the back room after all. You are welcome to. One at a time, or perhaps all at once. It makes never mind to me.
I am attempting to not bleed all over. How badly? I don't understand vampire bleeding. How badly would I be bleeding right now?
I mean, you took quite a bit off, so I would say a fair bit, but you do heal faster than normal. But it's still going to take you some time. Probably, I would say a few hours to kind of heal from this fully.
Could I attempt to use Constantine's shirt to make
I think
bandage?
Constantine already said that they did that. That they kind of... Oh, no.
I believe
They didn't. They specifically didn't, and we talked about it in the green room because it removes the offer, right? It takes away from the offer if you heal yourself right away.
Yes,
Yep.
they did not heal me.
Yep.
I did get their shirt, and I'm standing on it so that my blood does not drip onto the ground. Could I use, I don't know, maybe my cloak or something to try and fashion a bandage?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to roll or do anything. You can just do that. That seems like, you guys have been alive for hundreds of years. I think you understand how to tie up your wound. You're good.
My goal there is to prevent bleeding.
So you
To
had
be clear.
Yeah, you had put your cloak down on the ground to prevent blood
that's
from
right.
splashing onto the floorboards. So,
Or Gunnar. But then I'll use and I think I used my shirt too, my cloak and my shirt. I can't remember. I think I did. So I'll pick up one of those and
yeah, because there's
fashion
a whole
bandage.
meme about how you were shirtless, and then when I'm shirtless, and then everyone. Yeah, okay, got it.
I'm still shirtless.
As he's laboring over his wounds shirtlessly, I do turn to him and I ask him, would you like help with that, baby?
What would that cost me?
What would it cost you? I would say this would be free of charge, honestly. It'd be my pleasure.
Are you going to drink my blood?
I had never considered it, but then again, I wonder what it tastes like. No, I don't think. Unless you want me to.
I think I do not require assistance at this time.
Very well.
I'll walk over to the door as well.
Want to knock on the door?
Fuck yeah!
Subtle.
That was so good. I loved it. Moog, you definitely hear the knocking, and we'll allow this to happen at the same time. You hear the...
Are you in there?
I knock back 3 times.
Why don't you come out now?
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, why don't you try to come out now?
I look at the stone wall. And I look at the jaw. Last chance. Are you coming with us? You don't want to know what's on the other side of that wall.
No.
If I'm the most powerful thing in this room right now, I'm an ant compared to what's on the other side of that wall.
Interesting choice of words. No, I can't come with you. I'm not getting in that. I'm not getting in that. I know what that does. And I'm still convinced that's your only way out.
I knock on the wall 4 times, hoping that means anything to Gunnar.
I turn to the others. He can't leave.
I have a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, just as for from last episode, there was never a deal for his arm skin, right? Because he wanted to get rid of it. So there's just loose arm skin still.
No, there was a deal made for his arm skin. It's just there was punishment because it was an
so the deal
imbalance.
happened and then there was punishment. Got it.
There was just an imbalance.
Okay.
He's
Understood.
Sonny can do whatever he wants, but if it's not equal, then it will be made equal.
That it can. Mm-hmm.
And then the additional skin from Stalker was to even it. Because that he gave that too. So was it?
That was for a different deal.
It was a different thing. Okay.
Yeah,
just
I think there were multiple deals happening.
That was for the collar.
Yep.
And then but I thought that's what his skin was for too.
I thought that's what he was trying to offer was skin for the collar. And the deal that was made was Sonny accepted the skin from both of them in trade for the collar.
Gotcha,
but
both.
It's not an equal deal according to the house because, or the shop rather. Because
just
A, he wants the skin gone, and B, it's no sacrifice to Stalker at all.
Understood.
Yep.
I want to grab the doorknob. And as I do, I tighten my hand around it. I tighten it so hard that blood rolls from my sleeve down to the ground. And dripping. I want to try to shake this place up a bit.
Roll.
Sort of like I did the cafe.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Fuck.
Can I feel this on the other end?
We're about to find out.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Can you go ahead and roll it? Roll whatever your magic is. I feel like the craziest thing is that you guys are just like going around doing your magic or whatever, but it's like you guys are going around with flamethrowers and you're just like, let's just see what happens. Let me just put my fucking vampire blood on this magical door and see what happens.
I'm going to look at Sonny and say, you may just want to let him out. It will save you a lot of trouble.
Why is that, I wonder? Like I said, I can't just let him out.
I look at Gunnar. Maybe if we just open the door, but don't go through. We open it for him.
For those listening to the podcast version, Greg is screaming something silently, but I don't even know what he's saying.
I don't want to like influence, but I have a.
But you're like,
I'm screaming. That's why.
It's fine. I'm cool with it. I think it's great. Okay. Anyway, so sorry. I think we're waiting for we're waiting for Gunner's roll. Mind difficulty 30. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you the difficulty.
Okay.
My bad.
I just heard what Cora said, and I'm considering
what'd she say?
now because
sorry.
She wants to just open the door.
Yeah.
So.
Musing if we just open the door but don't go through.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be enough?
He's already. So, okay, are we saying that he maybe reached out to touch the door with his blood on it and Cora stopped him and was like, hold, let's maybe just open the door and not go through?
I think it happens
She's telling me
simultaneously.
that.
Yeah.
So while
she's
I'm
like,
holding onto the doorknob, trying to channel this,
okay.
whatever.
Okay, yep. And so you just want to open the door. You no longer want to shake up the house?
No, oh, sorry.
Good.
No, if Gunnar wants to shake
I'm
things
about
up,
done
shake
with
things
this magical store, so I think I'm pretty pissed off, so I'm going to roll.
Okay, all right, let's do it. No, that did not just happen.
Way, dude.
So, okay.
Get the fuck
Hold
outta
on.
here.
So a second ago, I almost said out loud, "We're waiting for Gunner's roll," because I looked over and I saw the 1 and freaked out, and then realized it was Moogs. No, and then he rolls a 1.
What
For
is
those
going
listening.
on?
It's
Holy
haunted.
shit, dude.
It's haunted, is what this is. Okay. So what were you trying to do to this fucking shop?
I want to shake him out like a I don't know, like shake the
Shake
place
who
up.
out?
Yeah.
You're shaking Moog out?
I want to shake Moog out. Yeah, I want to get him out to come out. So
How destructive are you being?
I think with a 1, he can be as destructive as he wants.
I have some very fragile things in
Yeah,
this store, and
I
I'm
think
curious what
we're
happens.
about to get fucked
shit.
here.
TPK.
Yeah. How? Well, I mean, I don't know. We're gonna see, but how destructive do you want to be? Are you like, I'm just, get out? Are you shaking the walls? Are you breaking stuff or what?
I think it would be as much as it takes. As like if I can get him out of there
Yep,
by doing
fair.
this, like I would go until the place
I need 3 rolls
collapsed
then
if I could.
from anyone who wants to do them. They're just flat D100s, please. You're rolling for a couple of things here. The first one's gonna be for our little jar friend, Sugar.
Oh.
I'll roll.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
The second one's going to be for the house, and the third one's going to be for Sunny. So, yeah.
All right.
Flat D100s,
This is for
please.
the jar.
Yep.
A 95.
Okay.
Oh,
Goodbye,
sugar.
jar.
Goodbye, Sugar. Yeah.
What's the next one?
For the house,
For the house, a 44.
doubles. Amazing.
Doubles.
Okay, and the next
Doubles
one is
are
for
bad
Sunny.
doubles.
A 29 for Sunny.
Okay. Well, Moog, the entire room begins shaking, and we'll just RP this out for a minute.
I look over that. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
No,
Go. No, you go. No, it's you.
Well, I was just going to say the entire room begins to shake. The shelves are vibrating. Objects on the shelves are vibrating. Yep, there's a lot happening here. What do you do as the room
I
begins
look
to
at
shake?
the jar, which you affectionately called Sugar.
Yeah, because I'm in
And
a sugar jar.
I like that. I take
Thanks,
down
Sunny.
my sunnies and I wink.
Whoa, what's happening?
You had your chance.
I did
And I want to.
have my chance. Is this how you're getting out of here? What's happening?
You're about to meet a monster of his own. And I want to put my hands against the wall and help him as well. I want to melt the wall.
Okay. I kind of want to just let that one that I said would carry over because it's fucking insane to me that you two are doing this. Can you roll for something else for me? Just a
Of course.
D100. I'm just curious to see if you would get something crazy.
A 72.
72. Okay. When you do this, you want to melt the walls. Why do you want to melt the walls?
It's the thing that's in between Gunnar and me. And if I'm interpreting the fact that he's not already here
Yeah.
as struggling, because I don't know how time works outside of this
That's
room.
right. That's right.
The
Yep.
jar said timeless, so I'm assuming that there's a discrepancy and all that.
You'd be
and-
correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to help. And I want that wall gone. It's the only thing stepping in between me and freedom and the party. And also, they can't close us off. It'll be one big room. And the good shit's back here.
Okay. I was digesting everything that you were saying and applying it to the magical properties of this room. So as you stick your hands on this wall with the intention of melting the wall, everything around you begins shaking. You do happen to hear And that memory of your creation is kind of vibrating in the back of your skull right now is the best way I can describe it. Like it's like it's got a presence of its own, and it's trying to break through a wall of its own in your own mind while you're doing this and while you're melting this wall. Everything in here is also violently shaking. The jar with sugar is going to vibrate right off the shelf and crash and break. The liquid inside leaking out onto the floor and maybe touching your shoe. But I don't think we see Moog react at all. I think Moog reveals a little bit of himself here when he says like, oh, you had your chance and that was it. And he doesn't give two shits. Things are breaking. The walls do melt. And then suddenly, I think you're feeling a fighting back from this shop. And then it just stops and gives way. And there is no wall in between you now. And you stand here and it looks like the rest of the shop. The stone walls aren't there anymore. The shelving probably looks like wooden shelving now that matches the rest of the shop. And all the items on there are still dusty and kind of look like junk, but like maybe there's beads hanging down out to staff only. You have effectively changed the way that this place looks.
I dust off any debris that may be on my shoulders. I adjust my jacket. I look down at what was once, maybe could have been a friend. And I look at the shopkeep. You got some good shit back there. Yeah?
I suppose so. Did you find anything you tickled your fancy? Oh, before any of this happens, so just for my sake, he's now opened the door and he now sees through, correct?
So everybody else at the table, and close your ears, metaphorically. Sonny, when you took over the shop, it changed to meet you as an owner, right? Like the look and the vibe changed to match you. That's sort of what's just happened here. It looks like they forced an ownership change. Yeah.
I see. I see.
But you feel fine.
I feel fine. But he's now through the door, correct? He's opened the staff door.
Yeah, there's no door now. There's just like those, I don't know, 70s like beads hanging in between, you know, those like ridiculous.
Right.
He's just changed the way that the store looks.
Okay, in that case, they can come back, but I do need, now that scene is over, for Gunnar and Moog to roll me 3 d6s each. Because you caused quite a stir just now.
You said 3, yeah?
Yep.
Correct.
I'll let Gunnar go first.
That would be 1d6, right? Space 1. 1d6, okay.
Or maybe perhaps 2d6s and 1d100. Yeah. No, in fact, roll me 3 d6s and then 1d100 afterwards.
Am I doing that right?
You want to keep the 1d6 all in one.
Gotcha. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
And tell me what you rolled.
I got a 3.
3.
I got a 6.
And
I got a 5. 3, 6, 5. And then
3,
a
6, 5.
D100.
D100. All right. And Moog.
65.
A 6.
3, 6, 5, 6, 5.
A 6, a 2, and a 5.
Roll a 25, I dare you.
Another 6-5.
And for the flat 100, it's a 42.
I see. So, as the store rattles and shakes, you'll see all sorts of elements move about like it's one big earthquake. I mentioned before there was some cups, fine china, ornamental like inside a cabinet. One of them rattles and it doesn't fall, it just explodes. And as you do, you hear just this scream shoots through the cabinet, rattles your ears. I want everybody in this room to roll a D100.
Oh, shit.
Don't do it. Greg, stop it. Don't do that again.
I was told to.
He rolled a 99 doubles. The worst roll you can make, arguably,
Outside of
alongside
I got
of
69
100.
for the third time.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So many 69s. It's great. I got an 80. A flat 80.
With his shirt off, too.
My shirt is off. I rolled another 69. I demand
Or a roll
to
to
be
51.
compensated.
Can you roll another one for us, Cora, for Ishna? Which, by the way, that
31.
that needs to resolve itself here in a second too. You're gonna feel him again suddenly kind of rejoin you here in a minute. Okay, go ahead, Sonny. What happens?
Who rolled a 99? That's the worst roll ever,
Moog.
right?
That would be your best
Aside
friend.
from 100, yeah, it's doubles,
Yes.
so it's basically equal 100, I think, in my book.
Okay, well, you're going to have to help me here with this thing
Sure,
in that case,
yeah.
because a 99 was perhaps the worst thing you could do, because now this item here is inextricably connected to you.
Oh.
I don't know if anyone's heard of this thing called the Luck of the Eden Hall. It's kind of... It's... Well, they say that this piece of china, this cup, contains the luck of a family, and should it ever get destroyed, that family will fall to ruin. Now, this here item ain't that, but it's very similar to it. Now, I guess you're lucky, Moog, insofar as you ain't really real.
As a matter of opinion, sir.
Well...
And or madame.
Thank you kindly. However, I do wonder what that means. Because the destruction of this means the end of a line.
Yep, I got
But
it.
he has no line.
He does. I got it. Yep, we'll take it. You'll have this curse then, Moog.
Another one. What fun.
I know.
They're Pokemon at this point.
You're collecting them, it would seem. Well, to be fair, when you rolled that, if it were a fucking book, you rolled that 100, you would just be in that room for 100 years at least, and then you could try again to get out another time. But obviously, that's not fun to watch in a tabletop game. So, I'm the one. Him rolling a 1 to get you out was like the only other way out of there in my brain was if you fashioned a fucking trap and put the doll in it. And then your doll is now trapped and you can fucking walk out the door. That was the only, this whole week, I've been like racking my brain, like, I have no idea how I'm going to let him get out of here because he rolled a fucking 100. He's stuck. Like, how is he going to get out of here? And then I didn't even consider somebody else might roll a 1 and just be like, no, I'm brute forcing. I'm fucking ripping the door. The door doesn't exist.
Viking rage.
I
that's
make
all.
a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking KPP in it. Okay. Go ahead and resolve the rest of them if you'd like, Sonny.
I see. Well, there's only one other thing that does happen, I suppose. A lamp falls off a shelf and clatters. And there's nothing for a while, but as the dust starts to rise, you start to see vapor emanate from this thing. Hues and reds and violets and puce. And it seems almost as if a face is forming in this thing, in this cloud. Sad, angry, it's hard to tell. This turbid form looks around. Its formless mouth, this drooping maw, curves upwards slightly. There's a sound in the hiss of this gas escaping. And it's looking around. It's observing each and every one of you. And it goes straight for the door. That was expensive. I say out loud. My. What have you all done? Sugar?
Yeah, there's no response. If you look down, because there's no door now, you can just kind of like look through the beads. The larynx is spilled out on the floor. The jar is broken. The liquid is out.
Oh, she had to work so hard for that. What a shame. Well, I suppose you all got what you wanted. Your friend's back after breaking the rules. My store's in tatters. I think it might be about high time I ask y'all to leave. Unless there's something else you need.
I want to reach my pocket and I want to see if the cell phone is there. No.
Nope. This is just an opportune time for it to be gone.
Yep. I figured.
Pocket space. However, we will resolve the shop's 44 now. I'm trying to think of exactly how this would present. Because it's funneling through Sunny at the moment. So I imagine everything slowly starts to pulse in the edge of your vision. Darkness, maybe with a tinge of red, and maybe a little bit of green. Like it's almost like you're about to pass out, I think, if you even remember what that's like. And that's it. You're just in darkness. The shop's not there anymore. Sunny's not there anymore. It's just the group of you standing in the dark. There's nothing else exceptionally scary. No loud sounds, no nothing, just silence. What do you do?
So everything just fades away?
Everything fades away until you're standing on nothing, around nothing. It's like Final Fantasy VIII. You're just in the nothing.
Can we see each other?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would go over to Moog and lightly touch him and ask, are you okay?
Yes. Oddly enough. I can't say the same for the inventory manager. What is your facial expression like?
Probably a mixture of irritation and concern.
Is that care I see on your face?
Shut up, you just disappeared. We didn't know where you were.
It's
And the
all right.
shopkeep wasn't very helpful in finding you again.
No, they can't say much.
What do you mean?
The shop prevents it.
Hmm.
And the shop can move through time, but not worlds.
Well, it appears to be a pocket, so that makes sense. Speaking of the shop, are we still in it?
I don't
Look
know.
around.
Yep. How do you want to determine that? Are you sensing magically, or are you just looking around?
I feel like it would be both.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll. Do a D100, whatever your magic stat is.
Difficulty
30. 40. Nope, you've got Ishna back. Oh, no. Remember? He basically, yep.
Okay, 50.
Okay. I think you still feel the magic of the shop around you, but when you look around, you don't see anything. And you maybe very distantly hear the ding of the bell, which won't affect you because you're not actually in that space. And you hear Sunny speaking to someone. How can I help you? You know, that kind of thing. And that's, you hear that distantly from somewhere.
Can I see if this feels familiar, this space?
Yes. Roll a D100, please. Difficulty 30.
$12.
Holy shit. Yeah.
It's kind of the same
It's
thing.
very similar. It's the same basic magic to where you were for that time when you were in that coffin. You know, that like darkness space that you can access or that you have been to. It's like it's similar to the Lucky Rabbit, and it's similar to this shop. They both pull from that same type of magic where they're able to, kind of, bend space and time. Straight out of Kingmakers, Urafir could do this. Urafir could make spaces like this. His tower was a space like this. It uses the same magic, where it's just kind of like in a little pocket outside of time and space and can pop itself in. So you seem to be in between spaces at the moment.
Can I end it?
You
Why
can
would
try.
you want to do that?
You can try.
Can we?
I'm
not-
sorry. Is Moog reading my mind?
Do you?
Because you sound like Moog right now.
Do you?
Well,
you-
if I talk like
Moog
me,
is fourth
I have
wall.
to say
Moog is Deadpool, I
Kenobi to
forgot.
get back in.
Moog is Deadpool. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, he's gotta
yeah.
speak in character the whole
No,
time.
sorry. Just
Yeah.
If we could do a bit of, I can't even talk like myself now. It's just this
No,
weird
don't. It's
No, do
better for
Moog,
people
do Moog.
listening
I was
anyway.
just joking.
Yeah.
If we do a little table chatter, could we not? Am I just misremembering? Could we not use a pocket space to get to the crypt? Why would we not just use the pocket space in which we're located?
That's what we started talking about.
Yep. She wanted to use the door in the shop. However,
is that the thing that you can be in one pocket space and get to another pocket space, or are two specifically connected to each other, like the apartment?
I don't think you know the answer to that.
Yeah, we
yet.
don't know that, right?
Yep.
That's what Cora was starting
She
to
was
talk
gonna
about.
try to figure that out. Yep.
That's what I was remembering.
If the only places we were traveling were from pocket locations, and we went to specific locations from the pocket location, then she mused out loud, like, where would the shop take us? But then we didn't find out where there was a door. So we could try in the darkness, maybe?
I don't think it was how we intended, but we did learn to open a door that we didn't see.
That's true, but we did destroy his shop, so I don't think he's going to help us any longer. Oops. It was fun, though. It was fucking badass.
Okay.
But no, proceed. I was just...
I think I used the wrong word. I meant, can I leave? That is all I meant.
We're going to do a 1d30.
Not end. I don't mean to destroy space.
Yeah. No. Well, you can certainly try. So if you want, we can... I would say roll again, but this 12 is incredibly good, and it was specifically in understanding the space that you're in and recognizing it. And I think that Esteban has been in a space similarly to this and would understand maybe how to navigate that space. So if you wanted to potentially attempt to leave, we could do that, as long as you told me what it was that you were trying to do. However, I'm going to say we're going to do 100. D100. Everybody roll a D100 flat. No stat.
Sorry, I'm just crying.
Shit, what the fuck? What the fuck?
No, that's not good.
It's not
the
good?
one time
no.
it's not good.
Fuck
87,
off.
88,
What?
81,
74.
Man, okay. This shop, I don't know if this is going to happen to us in this campaign, but so you know, and so that we know forever, every year, you're going to be doing whatever it is that you're doing. Assuming you guys survive this campaign, whatever you rolled is how many years will pass before the shop appears and you must give something to the shop for breaking something in the shop. Yeah.
Like every 1 year?
Every 1 year. Every year something is good. The shop will appear and she will have to give something to the shop. And that's for the rest of you too, like 87, 88 years, 81 years.
Oh, I can't wait
74
until she's
years.
like in another place on the planet.
Yeah,
and it just shows up.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
and she'll just, it's one of those things where the shop's going to appear and you got to walk inside, or it's just going to suddenly be on every corner. You can try to avoid it if you want, but so every year the shop's going to appear and you got to give something to the shop.
Great time to roll a 1.
Yeah.
Hey, Sonny, we're going to get to know each other really well.
Yeah. Okay. That was the biggest debt. You broke some things, you changed the shop, so now you got to kind of put some things into the shop until it feels like you have earned your keep back and it releases you. Which, who knows if it'll ever even do that. But okay. Sorry, so you want to try to leave?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't really know how to do that because I only left it because I was woken up. But I did leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I have an idea. If I want to try to get everybody out, that's a lot though, huh? Because there's leaving and then bargaining with the store, I would assume, to get them out.
Yeah.
And then there's just trying to get everybody out of the store.
There's always Stalker's knife. That's always fun. Nice little roll.
Okay, fuck it. We try to get everybody out. I'm gonna try to get us just out of the store, out of the thing, outside of the store.
Okay. And how do you do that?
I'm going to think about when I was in it previously. When I was stuck in the casket and in the water. To think about how I feel like I had wound up there. Like I remember just the feeling of having the stake put into my chest, and then it felt like it was fear and it was shame right before it happened, and those are things that I really just shame. It makes me feel shameful to think, and it was almost like I retreated there, almost on instinct. It's like it's like the next thing I knew, I was in this space. Like I hid there, kind of for safety. And I think about how I became aware of this, and I had no idea how long I was in there, but it became almost comforting. And maybe not the most stimulating place to be, but I was forgetting about everything that happened. I wasn't exactly stewing for 200 years that somebody got me. Like, things started to fade away over time. I guess the longer I was in there, and it's just, I think about that. I think about how in the past, when I've been at my lowest, it always seems to be creeping around me. I thought to end me and take me too, as it's taken everything else. But I think as I've been here, I start to feel like it's not trying to take from me. It's more trying to embrace me. Or it's not to be feared, it's for me to protect and to use, and it'll do the same for me. So I stand there around everyone, and I guess I ask them to get close to me. Come, gather around, we're going to try to get out of here. And I want to try to extend my shadow into this darkness that is here. Wouldn't even really see it. You might hear little things. I have an idea. You see these tentacles kind of come out. It's hard to see, but they're moving. They're kind of flowing, so it doesn't really blend in. Then they're going to go into the darkness and go under everyone. And I guess I'm going to try to cover everyone in that little like void glove thing, like cover them, and then hopefully we just, that's the mechanics of it, but I'm going to ask them. I want you to think of a time when you thought all was lost. When all you wished for was everything to be over. I want you to imagine this, to really let the feeling sink in. And then I want to remember what kept you from going on. And then I'm gonna, I guess, have the blackness creep over all of them as we're standing there thinking about this.
Okay. Do you do mechanically? What are the 3 things that you are doing to cast
Okay,
the
so
spell?
it's this memory.
Yep.
It's
having them all try to be in that space was really good.
It's a lot of them, yeah.
Yep.
And then I have a new necklace, but I did have an old one. And it is something that reminds me of one of those times, so I guess that's it too. It's still, it's like under my shirt.
Yep, your object. Okay.
Yeah.
And are you doing
it's a crucifix?
Yeah. Are you doing anything else?
I'm going to ask everyone as really, I'm surprised we haven't been doing it all along, is to hold hands. Everybody, get in a circle. Circle too. Grab hands, get in a circle. And I say this again to think of that time. And then hopefully when this is done, when we can see again, we will not be here. We will continue on.
Take your hand. I'm standing next to you.
Nod.
I take Cora and Sanderson's hand.
And I grab Constantine's hand and pull him in.
Then I will take Constantine's other hand.
Okay, doing the math. I will take Cora's hand, I think is another
And
way.
then Stalker's hand. I think between us, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I want to say that while I take your hand, Esteban, Hanzel slithers down my
shit.
sleeve.
Okay,
and,
good.
And like covers both of our hands, like holds our hands together.
He gets covered too. I know what he's gonna think about.
Okay. I think you feel the presence of the shop again around you. The walls, breathing, groaning, and then the sound of retching, as if it's about to vomit. I think the air gets thicker and presses into your lungs. It's very difficult for you to breathe. Esteban, for you, it's going to be very similar to the feeling of potentially drowning, which I know is recent for you as well, but I think part of this is the magic, and part of this is the air thickening in the shop. So I don't want you to think that it's entirely being done to you. Some of it is this memory that you are purposefully invoking.
I will say for me, if I may, it's the feeling of it's not so much the drowning so much as there is a burning rising in the chest. Like I'm holding my breath, trying not, but
And
it's
you've
like
been holding your
very
breath
strong
for-
and very
yep.
painful. Yeah.
Yeah. And you also you smell, as you're feeling the burning in your lungs, you'll now smell the burning of herbs, and you smell something older, wet stone, cold stone, and iron and decay, and you're going to hear rattling again, very violent rattling of these shelves that you cannot see, but you hear them. Now you're hearing bottles and things popping and exploding, sharp pops, and a single low moan, not of wind, but of whatever this shop was. And Sunny, if you would like to say something to them before they are lurched out, you may do so.
If only you could have all just played nicely. Look at what you've done. This ain't cheap. You may go for now, but remember, I always get my due.
Suddenly you see a floor where there wasn't one before, and it tilts. The ceiling above you where there wasn't one before now stretches. In an instant, you are wrenched backwards, hurled through a door that is now yawning, and you find yourself kind of sucked through and on the street. And when you look behind you, there is no shop, just an abandoned building, boarded up. You will no longer be able to access Sunny's magic shop.
Except in X amount of years.
Yep, except in X amount of years, and it's never to buy, it's only to provide. However, Esteban, Constantine, and Cora, you may keep your items. Those of you who got items.
Me too?
Yes, you too, the collar. Yep, the collar as well. Although you have to... Did we already roll on the curse table for you?
Yep, I got an 11.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Okay, yes. Perfect. Thank you.
You get a curse.
And you get a curse, and you get a curse. It's good
Plenty
shit,
to
man.
go around.
Voodoo Oprah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we're on the street.
You're on the street, and there is no
Tossed.
sign anywhere of Sunny's shop. Yep.
I look at where the empty storefront. Yeah, it's like an abandoned storefront now.
Oh, yeah, it's an abandoned storefront. I think there's maybe a sign there that says, like, closed, but it's seared, burned into wood, and it's old.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. I look at not the shop, and I whisper under my breath, "You threatened me with solitude. I will not forget this. And I spin around. Jack and Cape
Staring
spins with me.
at him. Is this going to be something you do regularly?
Going into rooms where there's immense power?
I thought you had an invested interest into figuring out what was going on here. Why are you just a fucking puppet for Cora? And that is it. Don't you want to know? Or are you just going to fuck around this whole time?
First of all, I am more than just a fucking puppet.
Then why don't you fucking act like it? Control yourself. So we don't have to.
Have I struck a nerve, Esteban?
What do you mean struck a nerve? You just walked into this room where we were trying to get help, to help you, to help all of us. And you wander into a room for why? Because you are curious? Because that's just kind of the funny guy you are?
You really got me in a box here, Esteban.
Well, that makes two for today for you, I suppose. And another thing, too. Do you want to help us? Because before we even left, you asked me a question and refused to tell me why. If you want to learn from us, you have to be open with us as well. You asked me about the gardenias, and then you wouldn't tell me why. Do you want to be the mystery man who knows more than us, or do you want to solve this?
I want, more than anything, to be reunited with my family.
Then fucking act like it and help us. We're trying to get back there for now, for you. I don't even want to go.
I pause. I hesitate. I'm looking only at Esteban.
Could be looking right back at him.
What we gained from me just wandering off and being the funny guy. I remembered my birth. It wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done that.
But are you going to act all secretive about it?
Gardenia, if you must know, is the scent of what I thought was my maker. In that room, I was not made as you were, I assume. You know I am Cora's proxy. And you know that you all have proxies in the form of my family. That is why your friend stayed behind, to ensure that they are safe. And if he's the one who has chosen to stay behind, I'm fucking terrified of what might happen if they're alone together for too long.
Then we should probably make our way to get back there now.
If I'm being honest, I'm not so sure you're not all gonna turn on us once we're reunited. And maybe that's silly of me to not trust Kindred. Or is it?
It's quite wise. But for the record, the woman who fed me, the first thing I remember after being turned, she was not my maker. She was a ghoul. But she tasted of gardenias.
My maker had a ghoul.
This was 280 years ago.
Fuck. I'm stunned. we're related then, in a sense.
It appears so. Maybe that's why we are fighting right now. Siblings.
Brother.
I'm laughing, but I think Esteban would go.
Anyone else? Galdania? Stalker?
No. Nope.
Okay, question though. Now, I don't, because I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look what I wrote down. But when you were telling us originally, and we said the spider, and we met a spider person, did you mention a name? And did you relate that?
You got to look at your notes, my
No,
darling.
I know. I'm asking
okay,
him if
okay.
he remembers.
Oh,
That's
okay,
all.
okay.
If I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't. I don't know why you would.
If it... I don't remember the name, no.
I don't think you... I know we said the name Adeline because we said it twice. And
Yes.
then Peeves was like...
And then
"Oh,
I
God,
said,
if you had
oh,
it
it's
one more
not
time."
Adeline then, or something like that.
Yeah, okay. All right, never mind.
Any other memories that we can link together?
Do we have any idea how to get in this crypt now?
Not me.
Ishna will respond, Cora, to you, but without words. You can tell that he... I mean, I know I mechanically told you that he took burn in order to get those spells because he kept failing his rolls and he just re-rolled and re-rolled until he could get it. So
Yep.
he basically took burn to the point of putting your actual life at risk and then didn't. And the only reason, because he didn't actually want... Because if we had rolled 100, you would have just dropped dead. And, you're his vessel, obviously, so he doesn't want to do that. But he did end up getting 3 things. One is for him, and he's not going to tell you what he got.
Oh, shit.
But the other 2, can be for you. And I'm going to let you choose because I think he instinctively would know what you want. So he went and got spells from that forbidden spell book. But it did cost him dearly to do so. So you cannot use him, I think we said, for a period of... It was kind of up in the air because you guys take a long time in the show to do things. So I was like, 48 hours seems fair because that might be like for, a week of role play. So we'll play it by ear, but I think for now you basically can't call on him because he's recovering from those from dealing with that shop. Because he had to go against the shop, Sunny, and the book to get in there, and it was brutal. His rolls were shit too. I think he rolled an 88. So
Were there any people walking around?
No, the street is empty. But he does basically respond like, I got you a thing. And it could be whatever 2 spells you want or whatever 2 kind of topics you want. And then I'll tell you the spell that you got in relation to it. But this is a pretty intense spell book. This is like a spell book that costs you a year of your life just to flip a page. So they're going to be pretty big rituals if you want. We can make them not so intense because the cost would be great to do them. But what do you think you would like those 2 topics to be?
We can table talk this, but
Yeah,
my first
absolutely.
thought is locating the correct place where the door is, and then revealing the door or getting the door open.
Or is it moving us between?
That would be my recommendation. 1,
The
location,
actual shifting, yeah.
locating and revealing, and 2 is moving the door. Like
Moving the door?
moving
or-
the door, as in
So we could do it somewhere else.
so she could move the door to some other location and you guys
Oh.
could walk through. Yeah, that one's a big ritual. You're gonna have to do some crazy shit to pull it
Just
off,
put it in a
but
closet in the apartment, yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Holy shit.
Like,
That'd be cool.
I want to pop over to our
you know
old
what we
place or
could
something.
do, Cora, if you want, we could say that you've got one in creating the door. Like, let's say he got a page on creating a door and all that entails. So there's going to be a little subsection on what you need to do to move the door, what you need to do to reveal a door that's already been made that's not yours, those kinds of things. So, that's one whole spell section will be around the door. So you still have one more to call on or to use. And you guys are free to table talk this because this is important.
Yeah, I would like to. Is this the door specifically to the crypt or doors in general?
I
That's
think
what we don't know.
Yeah.
Because the door to the crypt the thing that gets us to where we're from? Like that.
See
the
that
door.
I'm not sure that you know. So,
Yeah,
but
we don't
I
know
know
that.
I know what spell he has collected now. So,
But so what
you'll have
what
to try
we
it and
know
figure it out.
was when you and Fen jumped, and then you and Moog came back.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily the same thing as making a door. So
No, she was utilizing one that already existed.
yeah.
Yeah. But this will allow her to learn about that door as well as potentially the crypt door. And also you guys could potentially make one. So you don't have to stay at the apartment. You can get somewhere safe. Not that I'm saying the apartment isn't safe, but clearly, you guys were put there for a reason. It wasn't yours, your choice. It's already connected
Wasn't
to
safe for that old lady.
it's just more that it's already connected. There's already magic there. So if you guys wanted to fuck off and find a space that was your own little hideout, you could do that.
We can move the door, which is nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be costly to be able to do it, but it's possible. It's within your realm to do it.
So are you saying that there is one spell that can move, create, or find? Or is it we have to choose between those?
No, she's unlocking the spell around the door and then subsections underneath it because I don't want to make her use one of Ishna's intense rolls on subsections of the same spell. That doesn't seem fair. It seems like that. Like if it were a real life spell book, you'd get to how to make a door and everything under like how to move door, like all that shit would be on the same page. So he just devoured he just devoured the whole door page. So she'll get it. She'll get all of that. I think that seems fair to me. Seems a little shitty to make her use another one of those on the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So the second thing that Ishna would have grabbed from the book.
Yeah.
What else do we need to do as a group? We need to locate the crypt, get more information, potentially go back home. We also need to figure out.
Your dog is so cute.
I know she's going crazy for some reason.
She's so precious.
Door.
Yeah, she keeps hearing door. She thinks she's going for a walk. Ooh.
The other big mystery is figuring out who is behind everything.
I think.
And you did just get an item. You got the collar. Sorry, go ahead, Orkish.
I think our characters have different motivations for that. I'm not sure if everyone actually wants to find out who sent us here or cares, but I know mine does.
Can we pause on that second thing?
Yep.
And hold on to it?
We can. I will also give you an offer that it is either your group effort or Ishna has given you something on how to control, use, and or whatever related to a proxy. He's given you proxy information. So that'll be your choice. You can put a pin in it for now. Okay, you're back on the street. What time was it when you guys went into Sunny's? It was like the beginning of the night,
early.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing.
We're going to say like 6 hours has gone by.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of time passed while you were in there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have you guys lose days or whatever, but
Actual show time, yeah. Because we were in there in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could say that a few days have passed, but I think you had like a meeting or something with someone that I don't want to fuck
The
up.
next day.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to lose days. We'll just lose hours, 6 hours.
Unless we want to bring it up to that point.
Yep, unless you want to. You could arrive and then be like, well, fuck, does anybody have a way of tracking time? Because I don't want to fuck you guys over by being like, yeah, it's your meeting time, and then you guys have no clue, and then you just miss the meeting, right? I don't want to do that. We'll just say it's been 6 hours.
Okay.
And it's very, very dark. I think, I imagine vampires to be these, you know, just kind of very advanced superhuman beings, but in a way of heightened senses, extraordinarily so, but also in tune with things we ignore and don't pay attention to. So in my mind, you step outside and you can smell the way that the air smells, because there is a pressure change when time changes. So I feel like you could know exactly what time it was if you wanted to, just by the way the air smells when you step outside. And you'll know that 6 hours has passed.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Almost like the light saturation in the air.
Yeah.
How long it's been since the sun.
Yep.
Touched
And
it.
the warmth, like you guys can feel everything, you know, however you want to have gotten that information. That's kind of how I imagine revenants are, at least in PBU. They're that kind of, they have that kind of ability.
Yeah. Okay. So Esteban just asked, have we figured out how to get into the crypts? And I think Ishna would have floated that page to me. And I would probably start smiling a little bit, like, I can't believe he actually did it. And then say to the group, I think I might have something we can go on.
Well, that's wonderful, then. But what is it going to cost?
Great question.
That we'll have to figure out, but at least it's a direction. I think the biggest difference and the biggest challenge is the way magic works here. It doesn't work the way that it did before. We tried to find the crypt the way we did the first time, and it was gone. I think there may be a spell that we can try that will bring the door to us.
But, like, will it really, or are we going to end up in a world where mouths are just breathing on us from the sky? Or worse, the ground?
It is worth the risk. If we can make it back to our world, I have contacts that could help us.
All right. That sounds promising, a good start. We kind of have a way in that may or may not cost too much. And we have a way to get back that relies on Stalker.
We have a direction. We have something we can do. It will probably take time, though, to understand the spell, to gather whatever ingredients for it. Weren't we talking about trying to look for the lucky rabbit again?
Yes, but what for at this point? I'm not arguing, I'm just wondering.
Information? Anything?
See if anyone else knows the dangers before we complete the spell to get to the crypt. Interesting.
I think if we decide later to go to the lucky rabbit, that is fine. But for now, we should focus on this spell, this ritual.
All right.
That is also a good point. We don't want to get distracted now, do we?
This whole time you see Gunnar, he's not really paying attention. And he looks like he's thinking about something. And I'll turn to you. Well, that was something, wasn't it?
Sure. It certainly was.
I'll reach into my jacket and grab Hanzel. I take him out a little more aggressively and carelessly than I've been treating him.
Oh.
I hold him out to the circle. Would anybody like to say something to him?
Why?
A goodbye. Perhaps.
A goodbye. Where would he be going?
Are you intending on destroying him?
I wave.
I do not wish to see him like the others in there. I will free him.
He's just shaking a little bit.
I think before we do anything rash, I think what you're going to do is going to turn him into whatever you saw in there. Yeah?
No. I don't think so.
What makes you so sure?
Well, I guess I'm not sure about all that much right now.
I kind of quickly lean over to Cora. I'm saying this just so Hanzel doesn't hear. Like, I don't care. If I would know that they could hear me. I lean in and go, do you think we might be able to use him for this spell?
The glance that I got, PP, of the page, would I know?
Let me look at the recipe.
And then I say very quietly, so only Cora can hear it if I can.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Kyle, and he worked at the bookstore that is no longer a bookstore.
Yeah, you could.
I would lean back and whisper, I need to look more closely at the spell. But yes, there is a chance you could use him.
You're going to need something from both places if you want to tie a door, and you're going to need that when you move the door as well. So, like, if you want the door to open to, say, fucking, you know, I don't know, Niagara Falls, you would need something from there to be able to move the door to open there. So it's going to be somewhat the same, but you could potentially use Kyle, since you know that in where you're from, there was a bookstore there and he was in that same space. You'll need other things to do it, but yeah. And essentially you would have a door into the bookstore.
Keep him in the bird cage that's empty.
Yeah.
Oh.
I walk up closer to Gunnar. What is it exactly you are concerned with? What will killing it prevent?
What If this is at all, Stalker. He has no purpose.
I asked if he wanted me to end his suffering, and he denied me on the rooftop.
Well, I guess I don't necessarily want my suffering to end either. But I don't think not many can eat me.
I'm sorry, eat?
My eyes will glance at Cora.
That is an interesting turn of phrase, isn't it?
Gunnar, what are you suggesting?
I will take care of him. And see you back at the apartment. And I'll turn around and start walking.
I reached for his shoulder to stop him. Brother.
I stop.
I gently pull as if to turn you to face me.
I turn.
In a rare stalker gesture, I spread my arms open, palms up. I will not stop you, if this is what you wish. But is it his suffering or something else? I feel as if you are holding something back.
I simply want to free him, brother.
I nod. Very well.
If it's purpose you seek to give him, there is still a chance of doing that. We don't know what's going to be required to find this door, to move this door, to access it. Hanzel was created with magic, with power. We could channel that. I don't believe that letting him go is going to do much to help us in our situation.
Aren't we all created the same way? And no one has freed us yet?
Maybe it's up to us to free ourselves.
I've made up my mind, Cora. On the rooftop, none of you wanted to take him, correct? It was me. He is mine. I will free him.
I wasn't there. I would like to vote to save Kyle.
Okay, I
Sorry.
just want to say I wouldn't say that name because Merrick isn't here. That's all. So still Hanzel.
Oh, right. I'd like to.
Yeah.
Hanzel.
A vote.
Seems fair. The land of the free.
What does that mean?
Democracy. In action. Right now. My first time vote. I'm very excited. I vote to spare. Keep him.
To spare him.
Yes, keep him. Keep him. Well,
Keep him and use him for more. Don't you see?
a purpose is what I see. Yes. One that you claim that doesn't exist. Anyone else vote to spare?
I say spare him for now. We might find a later purpose for him.
That's 2-1.
He can understand what we're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having him clenched in my hand.
Yeah, I just had
very
him
tight.
sort of trembling a little bit at the beginning of the scene, and he's still doing that. His eyes wide and darting around looking at all of you. Yeah, for sure. But I imagine you said Gunner's holding on to him, right? Yeah, he's not able to run anywhere right now. Yeah.
I look at him for a moment and say, spare him and hold him prisoner. Surely he would run, given the chance.
He'd have to be fast enough, wouldn't he?
Esteban, what do you say?
Well, I think we should use him, but you could always ask him what he prefers.
All right then.
Does he get to vote?
Of course. Hanzel. I look in Gunner's hands. How do you vote?
It's the most fucking horrifying thing of all time, bro.
Yeah, there's only two options.
Yeah.
If it piddles, I'm taking that as a I don't want to die.
Yeah. Well, it can't pee. It's just a bunch of
Well,
homunculus hand, but
But juices certainly could.
Juiced.
Sorry.
I guess it's like, do you want to go with Gunnar? Or do you want to stay and help us if I was wording it?
Mm-hmm.
In one of those polls that you
Yeah.
call up where they clearly are slanted.
Mm-hmm.
But he heard everything.
Yeah, he heard everything you guys were saying. However, the way that he can't answer that way. You have to say yes or no so that he can answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just take
Jump
up one
once.
finger for yes.
Yeah, he'll use his finger.
Two
but yeah.
fingers for no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you saying to him, Esteban?
Let's go first. Do you want to go with Gunnar? Alone.
No.
I'm not surprised by this answer.
Oh, he gave the answer I want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask
Yeah.
him the next question.
Oh, okay.
He gave a definitive
I'm waiting.
no.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
He's like,
I'm
no.
waiting to see if somebody else asked if he wants the other thing. Or if
I'll
we're just
ask.
going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Or do you want to come with us and help us?
No. I think it taps no. It's fucking his eyes darting around. He's like, what the fuck? You guys are talking about using me for a door. Like, yeah, no, I think he taps twice, no. But he hesitates for a second, his eye looking around all of you. And then very carefully and slowly and very maybe perhaps lightly taps twice. Like, am I going to get in trouble or if I say no?
Well, there we have it.
2 counts of no.
Either way, it will be against his wishes.
Mm-hmm. I think this raises a good question. How far are we willing to go to get back?
Did you make it apparent to anyone other than Esteban that you needed him to do the door thing?
Yeah, he said he was lowering his voice so that Hanzel couldn't hear, but you guys are able to super hearing. Yeah.
And she said too, like, he's infused with magic, and we could use that.
We can use it.
We could channel that.
Doesn't imply we're going to kill him, but.
And then I'm sorry, there's just been a lot of back and forth and discussions. There's what is the vote technically at right now?
We're at 2 no, right? Cora and myself voted to keep him around and not squash him like a bug or whatever Gunner's going to do. Gunner wants to squash. I don't know what Esteban's vote was. I didn't catch that.
I said too, I would keep him around.
It sounds like that's where we end the episode because it sounds like we need Constantine for the tiebreaker.
Well, that's the question but he said he doesn't want either.
He doesn't want either, so he's a negative vote. So you guys are forced to make the decision.
Okay, so.
Which is why I posed how far are we willing to go?
Because she's just like, we're going to do it anyway, whether he wants to or not. Yeah.
I haven't voted either.
Yeah, Stalker has
voted. I thought Stalker did vote. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought you voted to spare Hanzel.
No, I thought he wanted to kill him. I thought he was with Gunner.
I think
I posed the question, would we keep him prisoner? And I also said that I wouldn't stop him. But I like the idea of Constantine being the
just throw Mercs in when she gets back. You're like, by the way,
Kyle. When she's about to vote, say Kyle.
Say it's Kyle.
Say Kyle.
This is your fault. Sort of.
Just remember that he has a girlfriend.
She's looking for him. It's only been 2 days. She's wondering why he's not responding to. On instant messenger? I don't know. 95? No.
I really hope Mercs didn't forget that Kyle has a girlfriend.
AOL,
I really hope.
We've got mail.
Instant messenger.
He hasn't responded to my emails in 2 days. He never does this.
I've got a girlfriend.
So, officially, yes, I will stand with you, brother.
We turn to look at Constantine.
Well.
Oh, I'm feeling low again. Ain't shit I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. Ain't shit I say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat.
Oh, sugar. What did they do to you? Now, save your breath. Not to worry. They'll be back soon.